Child, I don't even, children. Oh my God. I don't even know where to start with this reunion. Love is Blind Sweden season 2. I'm ready. Are you kidding me? This is by far the best reunion I've ever seen in my life. The best. And I had to, listen, if I miss some things, it's really hard to read the captions and pay attention to the screen and write the notes down. So I apologize in advance. But honey, the reunion was giving. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie, for those who don't know me. And we're reviewing the reunion of Love is Blind Sweden season 1. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. I had gotten some DMs from y'all telling me, girl, the reunion is giving, and you guys did not lie. All right, let's start at the beginning. Everybody looks great. Everybody looks fantastic. But I noted that everybody's coming into the venue in the dark. That's going to be important. All right. So the host asks, who is still married? Was it Crystal Lee trying to give us a curveball? I said, girl, don't do this to me. Are you married? Yes or no? They're married. Mira and Oscar are still married. And Sergio and Amanda are still married. I don't know how or why. Well, at this point, I didn't know how or why, but I guess we find the answer later on. She says that in their relationship, he's very romantic. He buys her flowers. He cooks for her. He does all these doting husband things. And I'm like, okay, Sergio, did we prejudge? I don't think so. Okay, moving on. We get a glimpse of everyone's first year of marriage. We see that, is it Dino and Dexter? They finally get along. We knew that was a big issue for Crystal Lee and Rasmus. Oscar finally got his color coordinated closet. And guys, I do have to say, Mira and Oscar look so beautiful together. What? This couple is gorgeous. Just disgusting. And then Sergio and Amanda, they actually seem to have a cute marriage going on here. I don't know how that happened. But all right. Mira and Oscar talk about how easy it has been to transition into living together. They both have never lived with a partner. However, living together has been very beneficial for Mira. She's not used to cleaning up after herself or something like that. And so being with somebody who wants to keep a tidy house, it has encouraged her to do that as well. She's gotten used to the difference in their personalities, him being extroverted, her being not so much. She's also learned how to text better. Just all kinds of stuff, honey. Marriage has been great for Mira. Sergio talks about his behavior in the pods, right? He says that the reason why he wanted to keep his name anonymous from the women is that he wanted to stand out. And, you know, it did have the effect that he was looking for. Then he talks about his perception of Amanda potentially not being aesthetically pleasing to him. And he does admit that he was insecure and he had his own issues that he was then projecting in the process. And he apologized profusely to Amanda. Honestly, this was the apology tour of Sergio. This reunion was the apology tour of Sergio. And Amanda was there just soaking it all in. All of it, child. Interesting. Everybody expected them to break up. Literally everyone. I don't think anybody said, oh no, I knew from the beginning this relationship was going to be amazing. Not a single person. Furthermore, they even complimented Amanda's patience having to deal with Sergio. This feels like it's going to be a long-suffering marriage. It really feels like it's going to be a long-suffering marriage. Because even when Amanda was talking about the whole him telling her that he's exclusive with her but still dating other women, she's saying, you know what, it was just a misunderstanding. I don't think that he was trying to deceive me. Amanda, I need you to wake up just a little bit, okay? I need you to clue in just a little bit. The man was trying to maximize his options out here in the pods. And to say, oh no, he knew it was me, he just couldn't say no. Yeah, girl, stop it. She makes so many excuses for Sergio. And I will admit, this is an edited show. We don't get to see everything. So do we know Sergio's full character? No, we do not. But we saw enough of him to know that he doesn't deserve all this grace that she keeps giving him. I wish that she would just be honest and say, when he did this, this was not right. When he did this, this was not right. And there was a lot of groveling that came with that. But she just lets him off so easy with everything. Amanda, you in danger, girl. Let's move on to Rasmus. Rasmus says that he relates with Sergio, saying that he knows that his intentions were pure and the pods and that he didn't really mean to be so superficial because Rasmus himself was also superficial. This whole Asian thing is still confusing to me. Some of you guys said that he did not want to be with an Asian woman. I perceived that he would have only wanted to be with an Asian woman. The fact is, it came back up again, and he said he thought Chris Lee was similar to Bruce Lee. Okay. Also, at the altar, because somebody on Discord asked me why I didn't mention this, it's because I didn't understand what was happening. At the altar, Chris Lee had said, "Do you remember my name?" And apparently it was a theme with Rasmus in the beginning that he didn't remember Chris Lee's name. I missed it because the first 2 episodes? I think I was reading the subtitles and then I decided to just do the dubs because I can't do all 3 things at the same time. So when he proposed, he called her Kimberly.
Kimberly.
Vem fan är Kimberly?
Kimberly.
He got on one knee and called this woman Kimberly. Oh my goodness sakes on today. Okay. All right. Okay. We'll just move on. She loves him. It is what it is. In an unseen clip, we see that Chris Lee took Rasmus to a fortune teller. The fortune teller told them that it was too early to have kids. And even if they do have kids, it's going to be girls first. And then the bad child is going to be a boy. Apparently 2 years into their relationship, things are going to be uncertain because they have a tendency to confuse attraction and love. So they also talk about being in Cyprus and how they were very affectionate with each other, but maybe hadn't built that deep connection that is a formula for a long-lasting relationship. Because attraction, anybody can have that, but that doesn't actually mean that you're compatible and your relationship will last over time. So yeah, they also in their marriage had some times where they were going to break up. So Chris Lee had said that she had lost herself in the relationship because of all the new things that were happening to her, new job, new environment, a husband, and she was scared to express this to Rasmus. They seem to have combed through all those issues. I'm not quite sure, but she was getting really emotional talking about them potentially breaking up a few times. So it'll be interesting to see where they go from there. Lucas and Amelia, based on the way that they were talking after the wedding, it definitely did sound like they were going to date afterwards. And that's exactly what they did. They dated for 2 weeks. Lucas. They dated for 2 weeks. And Lucas was asked why he couldn't say yes to Amelia. And he said he could never see himself marrying Amelia. Amelia, along with the rest of us, was under the impression that the man was saying, in the here and now, I cannot say yes. So potentially in the future, if given more time, they would get married. But you're telling me in 2 weeks, you came to the revelation that you couldn't see yourself marrying her. Why would you even date her? And even Amelia's like, you should have just told me, listen, you don't see marriage for us in the future because there was no point for us to keep the relationship going. What's the point of that? And then to add insult to injury, I think it was Chris Lee who pointed out the same thing that I pointed out. He would say so many futuristic things that gave hope when obviously he didn't see a future with Amelia. So for example, at the altar, he said, I know our love can stand the test of time. In the experiment, he said things like, I imagine you being an amazing mother. I know you're going to be an amazing wife. And so Chris Lee is thinking, if I was Amelia, I could understand why she's still holding out hope because you're giving her hope. And so Lucas is going to say in response, all those things are still true. I still see her being an amazing wife. I still see her being an amazing husband. A mother. Child. I still see her being an amazing mother, just not the mother to my children, and just not my wife. Shut up, Lucas. Please shut up. Please shut up. Okay. Throughout this, he keeps saying attraction was never the issue. She's an attractive woman. It's just that our chemistry wasn't good. Our chemistry wasn't amazing. And so they show the clip of him being so super excited before the Cyprus getaway thing, and he was ready to rip her clothes off. So how it turned into night and day in literally 24 hours is confusing to every party involved. And so he believes that chemistry and attraction are two different things. Katya later on says the exact same thing, and I'm like, y'all two should have just been together, because what is happening here? So yeah, he was able to get physical with her and stuff like that because he still was attracted to her. It's just that the chemistry wasn't there. So whatever. Apparently he is in a relationship. We don't know who this lady is, but apparently things are going well. Amelia is still single. Yeah, she's still single. She also got emotional at one point talking about how she wished she wasn't so forgiving and understanding in the process. Typically, she is that way because she just wants to see the best in the people that she's in a relationship with. But in this situation, it actually hurt her more than it helped her because she refused to see all the red flags. And that's what I was saying too. I was like, I cannot wait for this lady to watch the show back and to see that this relationship was dead before it even started. Honestly. So she constantly was giving him the benefit of the doubt, not realizing I'm just turning a blind eye to all the issues we have in this relationship. And it's better for me to just be honest and cut my losses than to keep this going because I'm desperate for a relationship. Unfortunate, but hey, you live and you learn. So this mystery pregnancy comes up. And Sergio and Chrysalie start to get in a little bit of a heated back and forth. His argument is the fact that Chrysalie was just looking out for Amanda and didn't consider him in the situation. Chrysalie agrees. She's like, my loyalty is to Amanda, so I'm going to make sure that she is okay. Here is where the shit hits the fan. This man says, well, let me denounce the rumor right now. There is no baby in Barcelona. So the room was like, oh, this is so great. Wow, amazing. Thank God. But there is a baby in Sweden. What? Apparently, there in fact was a child. The child was born before the wedding. Okay? Amanda only found out about this baby 2 months after. Apparently, the way she found out was the fact that he had to sign off on paternity and acknowledging that, yes, indeed, this is my child. You mean to tell me this man did not know? I'm sorry. Because there was a rumor circling, I feel like he had to have known to some degree there was validity to this story. He had to have known. I'm not going to believe the fact that he was ignorant until after the wedding. I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. At all. And this is why I said, because in the experiment, he couldn't adamantly say this rumor is not true, there had to be some truth to it. There had to be. And the only lie was that the baby was 3 months out and that the baby was in Barcelona. The baby was right up the street in Sweden. So Amanda is asked if she would have changed her decision at the altar. Why does my turkey falling? She's asked if she would have changed her decision at the altar if she knew about the baby beforehand. And she says that they would have still been together, but maybe not be married that soon. The excuses just keep on coming with Amanda. And I'm just like, I feel like eventually it's going to all just collapse on her. I do. I'm sorry. I do. I feel like it's going to collapse on her, and she's going to be so overwhelmed because she's given this man so much grace that, to me, based off watching the show, it is a show, I acknowledge that. To me, I feel like the grace is unwarranted. For Sergio specifically. But let's move on. All right. Where are we? Oh, yeah. He also said he didn't want to talk about the baby too much because he wanted to respect the mother of the child. Okay. All right. And also, what's her name now? Amanda says that the child strengthened their relationship. Okay. Katya opens up about Christopher's behavior, and I was very enlightened by this. Apparently, they had a discussion behind the scenes. I think it's the one where she asked him to speak up. And at first, I was thinking, is she turned on by the fact that he's now, like, yelling at her, low-key? Turns out, he was, like, really shouting at her. And she does admit that they both would shout at each other. But she felt so unsafe that she slept at Oscar and Mira's apartment that night. And then she was so uncomfortable that she decided to leave the experiment, or at least to leave, what's his name? Christopher, right? He admits that, what did he admit to? He admits that he started to panic in their relationship. He felt like he was losing her. And so that's why he was so erratic, for lack of a better term, with her that night. And I'm thinking to myself, we could tell. There was a lot of overcompensation when it came to Christopher. The fact that he kept saying the eternal longing of my heart and all that stuff. He admits too that he was trying to smother her, trying to make her feel overly safe, overly protected, overly, because he had this fear she's going to leave me. I wonder if Christopher realizes that projecting your insecurities on somebody like that is only going to push them farther away. I don't know whether or not Katya would have stayed with Christopher. I doubt it. But feeling like you're suffocating in a relationship is definitely not going to make you want to stay. Worse, if you feel unsafe. I don't know to what extent this little altercation between them went to, but the fact that she felt unsafe at any level is just cause to leave the relationship. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. He didn't want to admit to the fact that he was being performatively nice. I do think that he's a nice person naturally, but it was just too much. It was an overcompensation. And listen, didn't I say in one of those videos, the nice guy tends to have a switch because they're doing it to seem a certain way. They're not doing it because that's just who they are. Christopher felt very performative to me. And of course, the switch flipped at some point and he just started to lash out on her. She claims that she didn't have expectations on what he looked like. However, it's very clear that she was disappointed on what he looked like. She claims the disappointment wasn't because of his looks. He says, yes, it was. We literally saw it when they met during the proposal. She was not pleased at all. She brings up this whole chemistry thing, and she says that the reason why she was able to still have sex with him, even though attraction wasn't fully there, is because attraction and chemistry are not mutually exclusive. You can have chemistry with somebody and not find them attractive. This is why I had to laugh when this woman was talking about, I do find you attractive. Obviously, if I come while we're having sex, obviously not. By your own words, attraction and chemistry are not the same thing. So yeah, you can climax with somebody and still not find them attractive. Katya needs to accept a little bit more responsibility. She does. She and Lucas like to make it seem like, oh, come on, guys. It wasn't an attraction thing. It was. It was. Katya also goes on to say that the reason why she engaged in sex with Christopher is because she thinks that marriage includes sex. And so in order to get married, she needed to see if they had good sexual chemistry. And apparently they did. They said that they both enjoyed their sex life. It's just the attraction was not there. Katya says that she got a message from Christopher the day of their wedding and she didn't like the message. He had congratulated her on her wedding and she felt like that was insensitive to their situation. But either way, Christopher remains single. He says he hasn't found anybody since Katya. It seems like he still loves her. He said he's very fond of her. He loves her. And then Katya has started dating a man from the pods. This man's name is Ade. Ade and Christopher had a conversation in the men's quarters, and they talked about their connections, but they didn't actually mention who they were connecting with. Turns out Ade was talking to Katya the whole time. He came across as if he wanted a trophy wife, and so Katya just wasn't into that. But Amelia, some months later, weeks, I don't know, invited Katya to an event, and Ade was there, and that's when they connected. He claims that it was love at first sight, ray-tay-tay, whatever. When this man came out, Christopher wanted to die. Oh my gosh, this was so awkward. And I'm like, this man is hurting. Apparently, Katya had referred to Ade as spicy. And so now Christopher is internalizing this, like, okay, so what was wrong with me at the fact that you would refer to him as spicy, and then things with us just didn't work out? It has nothing to do with you. The girl just didn't like you. End of story. And this is why him performing was just a waste of time. You cannot perform your way into loving somebody because now they're in love with your representative. When you become your true self, you think they're still going to be there? They're going to want to leave. Just be your authentic self from the beginning, Christopher. Jeez. This wasn't the end of the episode, but this is how I'm going to end this review, honey, because I was stunned. Like I said, everybody came in the dark. And I'm not going to lie. As I was watching Amanda this entire time, I was like, something is off. Or I guess on. Because I don't want to say like it's a bad thing that she's pregnant. She's pregnant. She is pregnant. So this is an instant family, honey. They went from 2 to 4 in a matter of a year. She says that she's due on the day of their anniversary. Amanda, what's going on? Why am I getting emotional on Amanda's behalf? Amanda, blink twice, babe. I know that children are a blessing. I know that. But I'm actually getting emotional for this woman. I feel like she's one of those people who wants to have a baby to patch up their relationship. It's an assumption. I'm not saying it is true. I don't know if y'all can hear the sirens, but clearly they're coming for my ass because I'm speaking recklessly right now. I think she's having the baby because there were some tumultuous times in their relationship and they thought maybe procreating would help their relationship. I'm sorry. I feel like she's in danger. I do. Again, I don't know Sergio. But there's just too many red flags with him. I hope that Amanda in this relationship is actually being true to herself. I hope that whenever she is displeased, she actually voices it and doesn't just give this man grace after grace after grace after grace. I mean, I guess it's a great attribute as a Christian, but girl, even Jesus was honest. All right. Anyways, that was the reunion. Quite the journey. Wow. Season 2, I'm ready. I'm ready. Also, I know Brazil has had some great seasons as well. I'm going to start reviewing that too. Yeah. International Love is Blind. I'm sold. Thank you very much, Sweden. As always, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.